Imagine a world locked in ice. This was the time of the woolly mammoth, a giant that roamed the earth during the last ice age. These creatures were not just elephants with fur, they were a symbol of survival in a harsh and unforgiving world. Woolly mammoths were remarkable creatures, adapted to survive in conditions that would have defeated most other animals. Their story is a testament to the power of evolution and the delicate balance of life on our planet. The mammoths are now gone, lost to the depths of time, but their story continues to fascinate us. They remind us of the incredible diversity of life that has existed on Earth and the profound impact of climate change. By studying their remains, we can piece together a picture of their lives and gain a better understanding of the challenges they faced and the adaptations that allowed them to thrive. Woolly mammoths were giants of the Ice Age, perfectly adapted to their frozen world. Unlike their modern-day elephant cousins, woolly mammoths were covered in thick fur, with a dense undercoat for insulation. This thick coat, sometimes reaching up to a meter long, provided exceptional protection against the biting cold. But their adaptations went beyond just fur. They had smaller ears and tails than modern elephants, reducing heat loss. A thick layer of fat beneath their skin provided extra insulation and energy reserves. These adaptations allowed them to survive in temperatures that could drop to -50 degrees Celsius. Their most iconic feature, their long curved tusks, were not just for show. These massive ivory tusks, sometimes growing over 4 meters long, were used for a variety of purposes. Mammoths used them to clear snow and ice to find food, for defense against predators like saber-toothed cats and dire wolves, and even for social interactions within their herds. These adaptations, honed over millennia, made the woolly mammoth a true marvel of nature, perfectly equipped to thrive in the challenging environments of the Ice Age. Woolly mammoths were herbivores, and their diet consisted mainly of grasses, sedges, and other plants that grew in the cold, dry grasslands of the mammoth steppe. They roamed vast distances in search of food, their large size allowing them to consume enormous quantities of vegetation each day. These gentle giants were social animals, living in herds led by an experienced matriarch. The herds would migrate seasonally, following the best grazing grounds. Their large size and strength offered some protection against predators, but young mammoths were still vulnerable. Their lives were not without challenges. The Ice Age brought harsh winters and limited food supplies. Mammoths had to be resourceful, using their tusks to dig for buried vegetation and their thick fur to withstand the freezing temperatures. Despite the hardships, woolly mammoths thrived for thousands of years. Their ability to adapt and their social bonds key to their survival in a world of ice and snow. Section 4. Mammoths and Humans. The existence of woolly mammoths coincided with the spread of early humans across the globe. For early humans, the mammoth was more than just an animal. It was a source of food, clothing, and materials for tools and shelter. Evidence suggests that early humans hunted mammoths, using their intelligence and cooperation to bring down these giants. The mammoth's meat provided sustenance. Its hide was used for clothing and shelter, and its bones and tusks were crafted into tools and weapons. Beyond their practical uses, mammoths also held cultural significance for early humans. Cave paintings found in Europe and Asia depict mammoths in stunning detail, suggesting a deep fascination and respect for these creatures. The relationship between humans and mammoths was complex, a testament to the ingenuity and adaptability of both species in a challenging environment. The mammoth's influence on early human culture and survival is undeniable, etched into the archaeological record and woven into the fabric of human history. Section 5. The mystery of their disappearance. Around 10,000 years ago, at the end of the last ice age, woolly mammoths began to disappear from most of their range. The exact cause of their extinction is still debated, but a combination of factors likely contributed to their demise. As the climate warmed, the mammoth steppe, their primary habitat, began to shrink, replaced by forests and grasslands. This loss of habitat reduced their food supply and put pressure on their populations. Simultaneously, early humans, with their increasingly sophisticated hunting techniques, may have played a role in their decline. The combination of habitat loss and hunting pressure proved too much for the mammoths to overcome. However, the story doesn't end there. Isolated populations of woolly mammoths survived on islands like Wrangel Island in the Arctic Ocean, until about 4,000 years ago. These populations ultimately succumbed to a combination of factors, including inbreeding and a lack of genetic diversity. The extinction of the woolly mammoth serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the profound impact of environmental change. Their story highlights the interconnectedness of species and the importance of conservation efforts to protect vulnerable species today. Section 6. Bringing back the mammoth. The idea of bringing extinct animals back to life has long captured the imagination. With advances in genetics and biotechnology, the possibility of resurrecting the woolly mammoth is no longer confined to science fiction. Scientists are exploring the possibility of using ancient DNA recovered from frozen mammoth remains to clone a living mammoth. This involves extracting DNA from well-preserved specimens and using gene editing techniques to insert mammoth genes into the genome of their closest living relative, the Asian elephant. However, the process is fraught with ethical and logistical challenges. Cloning a mammoth would raise ethical questions about animal welfare and the potential ecological impacts of introducing a long-extinct species into a changed environment. Furthermore, even if cloning is successful, it's unclear whether a cloned mammoth would be a true representation of the extinct species or simply a genetically modified elephant. The mammoth's social behavior, learned over millennia, cannot be replicated in a lab. Section 7. A future for the past. While the prospect of seeing a living woolly mammoth roam the earth once more is tantalizing, it's essential to consider the implications carefully. The focus should be on protecting existing species and their habitats, addressing climate change, and ensuring the preservation of biodiversity for future generations. The story of the woolly mammoth serves as a powerful reminder of the interconnectedness of life on Earth and the importance of understanding and mitigating the impact of human activities on the natural world. By studying the past, we can gain insights into the present and make informed decisions to protect the future. Perhaps the legacy of the woolly mammoth lies not in its potential resurrection, but in the lessons we can learn from its extinction. By understanding the factors that led to their demise, we can work to prevent similar fates for other vulnerable species and strive to create a future where both humans and nature can thrive.